Hello, welcome to Record Time. I'm happy to be here with you. I feel like I start every Record Time the exact same way. But it's true. I'm always happy to be here. I just opened the Akashic Records, and I think the topic that is volunteering to be explored today is worthiness. Not so much how to increase self-worth, how to build self-worth, but more of why it's important. What is the role of worthiness? Excuse me. Yeah, what is the role of worthiness? Why is it important? What role does it play in our lives and on our journey? So that's the question I'm going to pose to our beloved masters, teachers, and loved ones, divine keepers of the Akashic Records. And we'll see what they have to share. I also just want to remind you that this is an energetic transmission as much, if not more, than a verbal transmission. So if you are able to, if it is safe, I invite you to close your eyes, find a moment of spaciousness, and arrive here now, and open yourself to receiving if that's what you wish to do. And again, reminding you as always that you are your own gatekeeper. You can choose what to take, what to keep and go with, what to integrate, and what to gently leave behind. So I'm asking, what is the role of worthiness? Why is it important? Why do we need it? Why should we care about it? Do we need to care about it? And they're saying, without worthiness, how will anything get done? Pragmatic as always, the masters, teachers, and loved ones. How will anything get done if you don't believe you're worthy? It's number one on any to-do list. Worthiness has to be the first thing. They're saying it's actually not the first thing, it's item 0. It's unlisted and it's implied on every to-do list. You have to feel worthy of the things you're doing before you do them. And that's interesting. You can't, well, I don't want to say can't, but you're saying things move smoothly if you are grounded before you begin. If you're anchored to worthiness, if you know, if you decide, if you understand before you start an endeavor that you are worthy of doing it, you don't have to waste time along the way sorting that out. What does that mean? It feels like this is deeply tied to imposter syndrome. I know that's like a really common experience. I myself have experienced that countless times. So many different jobs. My God. Yeah, it's like, it's real. But they're saying imposter syndrome is a result of indecisiveness around worthiness. If you decide before you begin that you are worthy of being where you are worthy of doing the task at hand, then imposter syndrome, it like closes the door for imposter syndrome. It can't exist. So, and that's interesting. And that sounds quite obvious. It's like, well, imposter syndrome is the experience of not feeling worthy of doing what you're doing. And so the antidote they're saying to that is to decide that you're worthy before you begin. So it's like, thank you for that obvious answer. but but let's explore that further. Yeah, they're inviting us to see worthiness as a decision and not something that has to be proved. If you just decide that you're worthy, you don't have to waste your time looking for evidence. And they're also showing us how it's linked to faith. If you believe this universe is divine, if you believe nature is by design, what is before you is no accident. The task that is in front of you, the task you are being invited to do, encouraged to do, you're being asked, people are requesting that you do this task. You have all the proof you need that you're worthy. If something is before you, it's proof that you're worthy of it. If it's before you and someone is also asking you to do it, someone's even paying you to do it, that's double the proof that you're worthy of doing it, right? The universe is presenting it to you, and the universe's conduits, right? The messengers, the humans that carry the universe within them are asking you to do that task too. So that's 2 times the universe has asked you to do it. And on top of that, if the task is before you, if others are asking you to do it, and if also you want to do it, that is 3 times the universe is asking you to do something. That is 3 times the proof that you are worthy of doing that task at hand. Why is that? How is that 3 times? 1, the task is before you. That's not an accident. If you believe that the universe is by design, if you believe things happen for a reason and that there are no accidents, if you already believe in that, if that's something that you tell other people, in fact, right? Many of us quote that to our friends. If you go around carrying that statement, then you automatically, it's adjacent. That belief flows into the belief that if something is before you, you're worthy of it. So, and right now the context we're talking about is worthy of something, not like worthy of something good, not if something bad is before you, you deserve it. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about feeling worthy, feeling good enough to receive or do or participate in a good thing. So we're talking strictly about the positive aspect of worthiness. So please bear that in mind. But yeah, so it's, again, yeah, if something is before you and you believe that there are no coincidences, then the fact that it is before you is already proof that you're worthy of it. If on top of that someone else is asking you to do it, someone's paying you to do it or asking you to do it, or maybe multiple people are saying, hey, where's that thing? Oh, you're so good at that. Why don't you do that? Could you please do this thing for me? Could you please paint a picture for me? You're so good at painting. I'd love to, buy a painting from you, etc. That's each time someone asks you, encourages you to do that thing that's already before you, that you're already being invited to do, that's another way the universe is telling you, please do that. We're inviting you. Please do that. Please, here's the task at hand. Please do it. And the fact that it's there again, another time, it's being requested again and again, that's proof that, you're worthy of it. It's there before you, so you are automatically worthy of it. And then the third time is if you want to do something, you yourself are a piece of the universe. Your call, your desire is an invitation of the universe itself. You wouldn't want to do that thing if you aren't worthy of it. You wouldn't be drawn to it if you're not worthy of it. So they're saying worthiness is, again, it's like the unwritten, it is the implied 0th step of any endeavor. You have to be worthy before you begin, if you want it to be smooth. You can do things without feeling worthy first. We've all done that. I certainly have done that. But that's what, that's the root. That's like what generates this imposter syndrome that is so common. So, again, they're saying worthiness is a decision. And if you trust us, if you trust the universe, if you have faith, let worthiness just be a demonstration of your faith. It no longer has to be something that you carry the burden of proving. Worthiness is just something that you believe in, you have faith in. You can give the burden of worthiness to the universe and just trust that if an opportunity is being presented, if you're being invited to do a task at hand, that itself is the universe proving that you're worthy of doing it. It wouldn't ask you. The universe, God, spirit, source, whatever you like to call it, would not ask you or invite you to do something that you aren't worthy of. So let worthiness, again, be an exercise in faith. That way you don't have to prove it. You don't need to look for reasons why you're worthy. It doesn't matter what your resume says. It doesn't matter how qualified you are. If the task is before you, you're worthy of it. It's just an exercise of faith. So if your faith is strong, then worthiness can now come easily to you if you see it as linked to faith. They're saying, again, the importance. Why does all of that matter? Worthiness is what allows things to go smoothly. You waste your energy, you waste your time if you have to stop again and again along the way in the middle of the task to wonder whether or not you're worthy. That's why it's important to know your worth. That's why it's important to not experience that imposter syndrome, to just decide and understand and know before you begin you are worthy, because it saves your energy. Your energy is too precious to be wasting it on this mental hamster wheel going around and around. I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. I hope they don't find me out. That experience of imposter syndrome, they're gonna catch me. They're gonna find out I'm not worthy. It's if you just decide beforehand that you wouldn't be being asked to do something that you weren't worthy of, then that's no longer, that doesn't exist anymore. It feels like there's more to this topic, but I also feel like this is a good place to stop for today. So perhaps we'll explore this again next week or in another time. And for now, let's just sit for a moment in the energy of the Akashic Records and just receive the energetic transmission that goes along with these words. Let your faith be bolstered so that worthiness can naturally bloom. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you if you feel called to share. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. I'd be happy to hear from you. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Wishing you well. Until next time.